Hi everyone, this is Richie the Blind Hedgehog and welcome to another video. I'm here with Chucky. Yeah, he is like my all-time companion. I have him like always around. It's just that he's a bit heavy, sometimes he falls. But in general, he just stays around here. So, well, this is Ebenezer. He's also pretty close to me right now. He's a large sitting up wolf. Now I'm just gonna let Chucky stay here. Maybe that will help. Now in this video I would like to unbox another Chucky doll. I've been trying to collect some of those. I was extremely excited packing this large one out, which I hug regularly. He's really sweet and so lovable. And as lovable as this guy here. And actually shortly after I found that one, I came across a little 17-inch doll from Sideshow. And he was about 50 euros. He came from England, not so far. So, well, I decided to go for that one, since he was a good price, and he was kind of used, and he was a nice opportunity as well. So, I was quite excited, and I ordered him as well. He just came, here he is. So, yeah, I would like to open this package and have a look at him. Yeah, you sure get a lot of hugs and kisses and all stuff like that. Yeah, he's my little buddy. I have plenty of little buddies. I don't really know why I love horror characters so much. Some people really think Chucky dolls can be quite creepy. Yes, they are. I think they can be very charming as well. This guy was a bit unexpected. But I was quite excited I could collect him too. Suddenly he was just there, you know. And, well, this was just one for me. Yeah, well, I have this adorable rainbow hedgehog, which might be a bit in the way. Oh, nice, bubble plastic. I always keep those sheets. Here he is. There you go. Oh, he's sweet. He's in a bag. And he has little hands too. That's what I really like about him, because there's not quite much detail on the large one. He has like stiff arms and stiff legs, and he barely has fingers. So this is really a little improvement on that one. I'm trying to look for the opening, but apparently he is closed. Hold on a second, I'll open him. There you go, this is the new coming guy. He is absolutely gorgeous. He is, well, I'm not gonna say a bargain, but it was a right decision, or the right decision to get this guy. I know some people try to get him in packaging, and he has a gorgeous packaging. I can understand people do that. I would love to have the packaging just for the pictures, but it's just that this figure is really hard to afford in packaging. So I got a used version that I just came across by coincidence almost, and yeah, I just took him with me. I knew it was a ride. I had a close look actually at the advertisement, and after I looked him up closely, I decided to have this guy. So this is rather a doll figure. It's actually a firmly stuffed doll with a plastic face and head. And as you can see, oh, actually on the picture it wasn't very close how his hair would look like. But as you can see, it's pretty okay. His hair in general is pretty short, so it doesn't really hang over his shoulders like my real life-size one. He looks still a bit girlish like usual, but yeah, the haircut mostly, but he has adorable little locks of hair coming over his eyes, and I think, except from a few details in his face, he looks quite decent. So that's just amazing. Let's have a look at his face. So he actually, his eyebrows are actually missing a bit of ginger color, I suppose. I think so, yeah, but in general he looks nice. Maybe his face, some freckles or some red cheeks might have be a nice addition to him. He looks a bit, like he's a bit sick. He looks palish. His face has like just one shade. It's not exactly like this guy here. I know the sideshow figures, yeah, look quite much like those Mesco figures, so I don't really know if there is a link between them. These guys are, well, this guy's a bit smaller, but this guy's just a hard-talking figure, which I also use as a plush, he does well in bed, you know. I mean, he's nice to cuddle up with. He's good size. He's I put him off, of course, but he does well if you want to hug him at night or just I never tried to pull his clothes off because I don't really know if this figure is actually meant to be used as a regular toy doll, like little kids would actually dress or undress their dolls. But I don't do these things with dolls these days anymore, so he does well as well, but he's a bit different. He's really cute though. But as far as I know, this is Mesco figures, so I don't really know where the link is with the Sideshow figures. This is a 17-inch plush doll from Sideshow. Well, I'm just gonna show you the tag, maybe that's most interesting. And this doll was just in a plastic bag without any packaging or stuff like that, so I think the seller never pulled him out of his bag. I'm glad I was the very first one to do it. Yeah, it's just a pity that doll locked up in his bag. Seriously, look how pretty he looks. If you mess up his hair the right way here, he will quite much like the character, really. He's sweet. And, well, I think there's a bit of a lack of detail on his striped shirt, but still it's nice looking. Also his collar here, red collar, and he still has his name on his overalls, which I really like. It's not very decent compared with the characters, but I just love this detail on him. Like this actually, you always, well, it just carries his name on his chest. That is gorgeous. He has plastic hands, and I don't really know if you have much of his fingernails. Apparently the paint is quite okay, but this is something I really appreciate. This is a really neat doll. Here as well. But his hands are pre-attached to his sleeves, so you cannot pull up his sleeve. There's a little blockade here, and apparently his hands are not really meant to be very movable. So there's not quite much articulation in his arm, which is, yeah, rather pointing downwards in a very casual position. But it's just that, yeah, it's really firmly stuffed, especially here his hips and his lower body here, which is really sturdy. And he has cardboards in his shoes, so he doesn't really have the regular drawings like this guy here. I'm gonna show you. But of course, this is a figure. It's a bit different. But this guy has more like figure details on him. This guy is partially or for most part doll. So I don't really know if this is meant to be a toy or a figure, but it just can do for both. And he is a gorgeous collectible, absolutely. I really like this guy. And he's missing a bit of hair on top of his head here, but as you can see, even his scalp has this ginger color, so that you don't actually see he is missing a bit of his hair here. That is a really nice feature. Like this, it just, maybe I should just brush his hair the right way here. I have been taking the time to brush his hair before making this video, just to show you what his hair would properly look like. His hair was actually just pulled backwards in the packaging, so it was like that. I didn't know what it would look like when he was packed out, so I don't really know from which year this guy is. I'm not quite sure. You have a limited articulation here in the head. Actually looking for, what year is he? He might be quite vintage. I'm actually reading there. I don't really see right now. I might see it on YouTube when I'm watching the video. But he looks quite vintage. at least. It looks quite vintage. And the little yellow markings on his overalls are just, yeah, quite, well, there's a lot of contrast between the blue and the yellow, but it's really sweet. It's, and this looks like a really sturdy little doll. One more Chucky to spoil. Yeah, they get a lot of Huggies. It has like a bunch of ginger hair that you can take like this. They can brush. Yeah, my Chuckies get brushed. That's true. So it's a bit of a doll figure, collectible, with some nice detailing, like the cardboard, the name here, the pretty hands, and also with the face. I think the face looks nice. It looks nice. I don't know which character or from which movie actually or to which character from which movie this doll looks the most. Maybe somebody can make a little note in the comments below because of this. Maybe some people can see it better than I do. I think it's one of those, yeah, Child's Play 2 or 3 maybe. Something like that. I don't think he looks more like the modern ones or the ones from Bride or Seed of Chucky. That's not exactly it. So I think this guy should rather be from Child's Play 1, 2 or 3. If I ever find a second one like this, I would definitely try to get it, and it's just hard to afford. This doll is, well, Chucky dolls in general are very expensive, but this guy in a packaging is hard to get. I hope he's not very rare, but I think he's just, he just costs quite much. I think I had mine for like £45. Which is, we're not gonna say a bargain, but it's okay in price, and it was a one-time opportunity. I'm so glad I went for it. This is just awesome. It's really sweet. He's gonna be loved. Very loved. Hey, Chucky boy. Yeah, why I always calling him that? You look very sweet. Also, actually, the shape of his arms are really nice. I prefer, to be honest, the detail on this guy's shirt. But you know, this is the kind of thing you get used to. I'm actually looking if there's something more I can tell you about him. Maybe just a little close-up on the eyes and the mouth. I like the fact that his eyes are half closed. That's quite decent, and I don't really have much Chucky's doing this. Nice little nose. And actually, I can actually see a little resemblance when I look at the teeth here and the teeth of this guy. I can imagine actually there is a certain link between the brands, like Sideshow or Mesco. When you actually look at the teeth, I think they look quite similar. Oh, his ears, so cute! And maybe I can show you the back of his head here, which is quite round. His hair is attached on top. And he's in, yeah, pretty good condition actually. His head is really hard. Really, really hard. I'm trying to mess up his hair, but there you go. And actually make it like this. Really nice. Adorable. I'm pretty sure this guy can scare from a certain distance. So there you go. Like I said, I think he's about 17 inches tall. Good size too, really. This is a massive, medium-sized, well-stuffed Chucky doll. And I think you can use this guy for sleeping, but my experience after using this guy, well, I messed up a bit of his hair. His hair gets brushed, but it's just that the hair gets worn out. So I would suggest pick a toy you use for sleeping if you want to do this. We're gonna mess up his hair after a while if you sleep with him. His head is pretty well attached. He has a hard part here in the neck and in the head, and the lower part is very well stuffed, but it's mostly, yeah, from a soft fabric. It's made out of a soft fabric. So there you go. Really adorable. I just love this guy. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about these guys, let me know. I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye!